You got problems. You need to get straight. You need a therapist. You know what you need? A therapist.
But I'm tired as fuck right now, friend.
Yep.
Like moving
Mm,
and trying to be a hot girl.
mm,
Bitch, I'm tired.
mm.
How are you doing, friend?
Uh, well, we can say we are finally in our respective places. I
Kinda,
am in,
kinda.
well, yeah, kind of, sort of, child. Clearly, I'm sitting on the floor still, y'all. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. I don't ever have anywhere to sit, child. I'm sitting. I got a new spot every time,
Mm-hmm. At least you
child.
out the closet this time.
I'm out the. I'm out the closet. I'm in my new California apartment with no furniture. It's fine. I was
For
supposed to get
now.
it this week, but I had to reschedule it because they're resurfacing the parking lot and they won't be able to get to the apartment, or they will have to park really far, which is they're not doing all that.
Yeah.
So I rescheduled it. So it's another week before, or it'll be 2 weeks before I get my damn furniture. So next Friday, I think. Or Wednesday. Child, I don't know. Anyways, I ain't got no damn furniture, so I'm sitting on the floor and sleeping on the air mattress. So also for
Thug
my
life.
birthday, yeah. Also for my birthday, I am only accepting cash because
Gas cards and cash.
gas, gas cards and cash, child.
Mm-hmm.
So I will drop that in the link. We get you a head start.
Right? Go ahead. Y'all go ahead and start early. Because my friend gonna need
Yes,
some gas out there in Cali. For
child,
real, for real.
girl. Yes,
Mm.
but I like it so far. The weather is good. I went to San Francisco last night. Went to a Blast concert, which he was
Hey.
awesome.
Yeah.
Um, yes. Uh, the demographic out there is definitely mainly Asians,
Okay.
which is fine. I'm just saying for my
Your dating life.
diversity in my dating life, that ain't gonna work. So I need to
You
explore.
wouldn't date an Asian person?
I did not say I wouldn't date. I said I need diversity.
Okay. Would you date an Asian
I've
person?
never, I've never, no. Um,
If
would
you
I? Yes,
were,
I've seen some handsome fucking Asians.
I feel like if you were to date somebody that's like Asian, it would be a girl though.
Me?
Yeah. I feel
I
like
mean, yes,
they
but
men probably be like too little for you, no?
there's some that are pretty
Big?
big. I've seen
Yeah.
some pretty big ones. Yeah. I mean, the stereotypical,
Yeah,
yes.
maybe that's why. Maybe I need to stop. Yeah.
Mm, it's fine. But yeah, it was nothing for a black artist. When I tell you it was literally a handful of black people, child,
Mm,
and everybody else was Asian.
that's what's
I was
up
like,
though.
"Oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is the demographic out here," which I didn't really know.
Hey, it is what it is.
To each his own. I mean, I like different Asian cultures, child. I
Yeah.
love me some Asian food,
You be fun. You love first of all, you love all food. So let's
girl.
scratch that all food.
And do.
Hmm.
But how are you? How's Maryland treating you?
So far, so good. Girl, let me
Mm-hmm.
tell you. So far, so good. Baltimore is cool. It's ghetto, but cool. Definitely happy. I'm gonna be living on the outskirts.
Mm-hmm.
Um, girl, I've been in these streets.
Already. When I tell you, we've said this already. When Kate know how to get in these streets, she be in these
I be
streets.
in these
Don't
streets,
play with my friend.
but bitch, I am so tired. I went to DC last weekend with two of our other friends, and one of our
Last weekend, I thought it was this
well, yeah,
weekend.
this past weekend. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. But yeah, I was out in these streets in DC and had a good time. Girl, didn't go to bed till 4 o'clock. And I am still recovering. Like, I
Cause
cannot
you need
party. I can't party no more.
you need a whole day to sleep and rest, and then another day to like, okay, now I need to get back on track because I just messed up my whole sleep schedule. And then you can need a whole day
To
or
balance my
two or a
chakras.
week to hydrate.
Get my chakras back aligned and
Yes.
do all these other things. So like, girl, like, yeah, as far and I really want to be like out having a hot girl summer this summer, and I'm going to, but I need to find a balance because a bitch is tired.
I feel like the summer is almost over,
It
child.
is not almost over, friend. I don't consider the summer to be over until after Labor Day. With
Oh.
yeah,
Oh, in that case, we got a long
that's what
time.
I'm saying. Like the sun, we still got some time here.
I guess,
Like you
yeah.
just think after August 7th that shit's supposed to stop, bitch, and no. But yeah, so I'm exhausted. On top of going out and being a hot girl, I've been dating, and
I'm loving it.
I am too. I like dating. You meet some fucking characters. Um, but I like dating. I like this little phase. I also like the next phase though. Once you like find somebody and you can stick with it.
That's the phase I like.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll
That's
get
what.
there.
Yeah, child. I need to get. Oh, sorry, guys. I got my whole blanket. I'm
This
on the floor,
bitch,
child. I'm
this
cold.
bitch is comfortable, my nigga.
My bad.
Uh,
I forgot where I was for 2 seconds.
yeah, my friend, you thought we just on the phone talking like we normally do. This bitch
Yes.
pulled the blanket. She about to wrap up in the blanket, y'all. Oh my god, my friend is
Pull
comfortable,
it up
right?
here.
Be snugged up on the damn girl.
Child.
But yeah,
Uh, anyway, you want to get into the shits, girl?
let's
Because I got a lot to say.
let's get into the shits, friend.
Ravens rants.
Oh my god, here we go. Let's do it.
Okay, well, this whole episode is a Raven rant because, child, I
I'm so
just
ghetto, drinking out the bottle. Sorry, keep going.
that is not ghetto, child. What is the bottle for?
You're right. Sorry, keep going.
Okay, anyways. Um, so a couple weeks ago, we're probably late on the whole topic because it all went viral or whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
about what 2 weeks ago.
yeah, it was like right before I
Well, we
left North
couldn't talk about it
Carolina.
then because we was moving. So we
Yeah,
talking about it now.
it was tough. Anyways, Shan Booty, Shan Boudram.
Love
She's
her.
a sex educator. I don't know. She's a variety of things.
Yeah.
Anyway, she has a podcast called Lovers and Friends. And she had the girl who you've mentioned on our podcast before,
Mhm.
Watch Jazzy, or Jasmine Brown
Mhm.
is her real name. But Watch Jazzy is her social media name or whatever. And she's also, what's her, Toya Turnup?
Turn up Toya, turn up,
Turn,
something like that.
yes, Turnup. Anyway, she was on Shan Boudram's podcast, and they were discussing being submissive. And when I tell you that shit went viral, it went viral. Okay. So if you have not listened to it, we'll put the link in
Pedro is
the
attacking me right now.
description.
I'm sorry.
Pedro, get the fuck on. But if you have not listened to it, please do.
Yeah, please listen to it.
Because
It's a good listen.
yes, because I did initially react off of the clips.
Mhm.
And then I was like, let me go
Yeah.
listen. I need to hear the whole thing.
Mhm.
Cause I definitely struggle. I don't want to say I struggle with this. I don't fucking struggle with this. I struggle with women who have, I guess, the same kind of thought as her. I don't know. We'll get into it later, child. So what do you think when you hear the word submissive? Like, what does that mean to you?
Okay, so a couple of years ago, if you would have asked me this question, I definitely would have been like somebody who I don't want to say doesn't value themselves or doesn't respect themselves. I don't think that's the right word. But if you would have asked me that a couple of years ago, somebody that puts everybody else's needs above their own. If you ask me that now, I don't think that's what being submissive means. Um, it's great power in being able to submit to somebody. Like you, I think that people think that being submissive, you don't have any control, but you do to a certain extent. Um, so I I don't know how I would define it now, but I do know or feel that I wouldn't define it the same way, because in the past I felt being submissive was negative,
Weak.
weak, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. Not
Mm-mm.
That's not how I view it now. I can't necessarily, I feel like, put into words how I want to describe it now, but I don't see it as being weak.
I think for me, I think I still have the same definition of what submissive is.
Hmm.
I just my reaction to it now is different.
So how do you
So
define it?
simply what you said, kind of like putting your needs before another person's, um, or not all the time, but like that's a form of being submissive.
Yeah,
Um, I think submissive is what would I say?
I'm about to
Just
like
knowing.
Google this.
I have the definition.
Okay.
Just knowing when to step back. I look at it as like in the workplace, you have a manager and you have employees.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but even with the manager and employee situation, sometimes the manager ain't always got the answers.
Mm,
The employees got it. And maybe you need to allow the employees to lead
yeah.
and take care of certain projects and stuff. So I sometimes I look at the being submissive as the employee, like the person who does like they know when to follow,
Hmm.
but then also the person who's over them knows when to step back and let them lead. That's how I look at it anyways, child. I don't know. But the definition of it is ready to conform to the authority or will of others, meekly obedient or passive. That's the definition of submissive. That's what it is. You can't fight it. That's what it is. That's the definition of submissive.
Are you submissive?
No. I possess submissive qualities.
So this, I think one of the reasons why both of us, well, let me speak for myself, but one of the
Mhm.
reasons why I struggle so much watching this episode is because by nature, I am not a submissive person. Like, it's just
Mm-mm.
not my nature.
It's
I
hard
I know
to
what I want.
tap into that
Yeah,
role.
I know what I want. I know how to get it, and that's just it. Like, I'm not going to wait for somebody else to give me directions. I've always been the type to take initiative on the things that I want, on the things that need to get done. I don't have to wait for somebody to give me permission to do something. And being in that submissive role, I think that it's kind of like, okay, can I do this? Can I do that? May I? And so having the mentality that I have, like, this was somewhat cringy to me. And I want to keep
Mhm.
an open mind and not just be like shut the whole concept down completely. Because as I've gotten older, especially when it comes to dating, the type of man that I want to attract, I'm going to have to tone that side of me down, not get rid of it, but find a
Mhm.
balance with,
That's what I
yeah.
want. Yeah, the
And
balance.
so while this episode of that show with Shan and Jasmine was kind of cringy, I also wanted to listen to it with an open mind. So the first time I listened to it, I
Mhm.
was very just like, this bitch is crazy. Like, and especially when I found out who she was dating, I was even more in shock. I was like, what, this nigga? Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the second time listening to it, I was like, okay, I was more understanding. One, because of her background, and just trying to be open to different views.
I can understand because of her background, but I could also disagree because of her background.
Whew, child. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's keep
No,
going.
you're fine. Yeah, so yeah, naturally I don't think I'm a submissive person. I think does that come out of like us having to do it,
Probably,
you
probably
know?
because we were both raised by single parents, single women, and
Mhm.
that's really the
Mhm.
only thing that we seen. Whereas with
Mm.
Jasmine, she had both parents in the household where she had her
Her
mother
phone.
that was catering and being submissive. So that
Mhm.
probably plays a big part in it.
Absolutely. Um, you said you don't identify as
Absolutely
submissive.
not.
Uh, so another question to me too is when we talk about submissiveness, it always seems to only point to the women.
Mm, yeah,
So do you think submissiveness also applies to men too, or is it just a woman thing? Is it okay for a man to be submissive?
I think that's kind of getting into the whole topic with like gender roles and stuff like that. Like, if you're basing it off traditional gender roles, then typically yes, you gonna look at the woman to be the one to submit. But in this new age, like probably have plenty of submissive men that's in
Mhm.
relationships with women, and it's not to say that those men are weak or beta males or whatever you want to call it. Um, but some, I don't know, I because in my mind every person on this earth has a masculine and a feminine side, and so
Including
including
men.
men, and so I'm sure that there are men that can tap into that side and be more submissive.
Yeah, so for me, like the whole leader follower thing, manager employee
Hmm.
thing, like okay, I'll go with the role and like my man is the head of this household. I'm okay. I'm
Hmm.
good with that. But like I said, with the follower leader role, like know when, okay, this just not your avenue, baby. Can you help
Hmm.
me? Let me lead. It's okay. It's okay to step back and let your
Yeah.
woman lead. It's okay. And I feel like some men have a problem with that. Some. The type of man Jasmine
Would have
is
an issue
dating
with that.
would have an
Yeah.
issue with that.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying that she doesn't have a voice in her relationship, but it
It's
seems as
like she
if
is whispering, like she's not talking at all.
like she'll say something one time, and if it ruffles his
It
feathers the
will never
wrong
be
way,
brought up
I ain't
again.
gonna say it.
To me, that is so unhealthy. Like,
It
and I
is.
think it's just, and here's where I'm having a struggle because I don't want to criticize anybody else's relationship. Well, I ain't got no man.
And we
Yeah, we
don't
don't.
know. This is
This is just what
assumptions.
we see. But from what she was like saying on this podcast, on this episode, it's like she was in shock when Shan mentioned that if she wants something from her partner, she asks for it. She says what's the issue. And Jasmine was like, and he like gives you what you want? And she was like, maybe not immediately, but he does over time change. Yeah,
Adjust.
adjust
Yeah.
to whatever my needs are to meet them. Like, it just seems so out of balance for me to be giving, 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 giving. And she says it's unconditional, and it may very well be unconditional. But at a certain point, whether it's conditional or not, if you're giving, 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 and not able to receive anything back, like it's gonna throw everything out of whack. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, and the reason why we feel like she isn't receiving anything back, because when Shan asked her, like, so what's the question? She said, what are you getting from this? What are the requirements for a man to get this level of jazzy? Like, what are the requirements? And I think me and you were talking about this conversation
Hmm.
yesterday or whatever about how, or no, this morning actually, about how women are very emotional and men can be very
Hmm.
logical. And so her response to that question though was, is how he makes me feels. And that wasn't, to me, that wasn't enough for me, because even with that's it, just how he makes me feel isn't really
It's
saying
not. It's not
anything.
saying anything. And I feel like a lot of the hard questions that Shan asked her, it was a very vague answer. Oh, it's how he makes me feel. Okay, and elaborate. Like
Y-
how he
yeah.
makes you feel. And in my opinion, I think for someone to receive that type of love that she's saying that she gives is based on a check. My opinion,
Mm,
because Shan answered the question, would you give this same type of love to someone that was broke? And the answer was no. And that's her prerogative. If that's the case, if it's the check, as long as that's clearing, you can get this type of treatment or type of love. Okay. But that's not
yeah.
it for me. The check better be good, especially when I found out who she was dealing with. Like, the check
Oh, yeah.
better be
Yeah.
great.
And even with who she's dealing with, I I caught myself. I went back and I started, he has a
Mm-hmm.
podcast or like a YouTube channel or whatever, and I went back and I started like watching some of his stuff, just because I don't know him like that. I just know the personality that I see on TV or on ESPN or
Yeah.
whatever the case is. So I was like, I don't know, and maybe I'm missing something.
You ain't missing
And
nothing. It's exactly what you thought it was.
and it's not that I think he's not as bad as he's portrayed in the
Mm-hmm.
media. I don't think he is. However, I still don't agree with him and his viewpoints. We
Yeah.
don't have to agree in his viewpoints and stuff like that, because I think it's coming from a place of, I think I was watching something, and I think he was triggered by something, and he was like, "Oh, that means I'm just not making enough money." Like, money is not going to get you in every door. It's not going to help you with
Mm-hmm.
everything. So, like, I don't know. I don't know, child. That man and that woman. But one thing I did agree with her, the first thing she said before she even started this show, the one thing I agreed with her on is, she said, get with someone who wants what you have to offer.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if it works for them, it works
Yeah.
for them, child. This is just my opinion. That don't work
Mm-mm.
for me. That's for me and my household, my one
Hey,
person
it
household.
don't work.
But if it
Mm-hmm.
works for them, cool. But it frustrated me, because like, I have no issue with a woman being submissive and doing all these things, but I felt like it was rooted in lack of confidence and self-esteem in her
Yeah.
relationship, or um I think that was the most frustrating part about it, is hearing her talk about her putting herself below to satisfy her man, essentially. Um because in my head I'm like, honey, if you're not taking care of yourself, how can you
Like,
take
one
care of
thing
your
that really
man?
triggered me a little bit, like with this, is like she was saying that she meets all of his needs and she shoves her aside. She was like, I know how to take care of me. I know how to go in the shower and cry.
That's
What?
not healthy.
Like, what is the point in having a partner if you can't confide in that partner when you having a shit day or when life is just kicking your ass, and you can't go to your partner and say, babe, I'm really struggling right now, out of fear of dampening his mood or out of fear of starting a confrontation or argument. She's saying that he should never have to come home and fight the world and then fight me. While I agree to that to a certain extent, if
Girl,
you're having, yes,
at a
if
certain
you should
extent.
never have to go out and have a hard day and then I'm coming home and rah 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 rah. I agree with that. Perfectly fine. But if you're at the point where you're in the shower crying because you walking on eggshells and tiptoeing because you don't want to express to your partner your feelings, what the fuck is he there for? Like,
Mm. Why is he your
yes,
partner?
that's not a partner. That's not a good part. If it's not a good partner, let me say that. If I got to tiptoe
Yes.
and be like, oh, is today a good day to talk to Bay about this? Oh no, he had a bad day at work. Let me just suppress my emotions for another week until, yeah,
Let me
let me
go
go
cook
rub his
for him
feet
real
and suck his
quick.
dick and do all this other stuff. Like, because I God forbid, I
Yeah.
piss him off even more after he had a bad day. The fuck?
Right.
What? That's just crazy to me. Like,
Yeah.
it's absolutely insane to me. That's not, that ain't it. Not for me. I'm sorry.
It's not, no, not for me either. Um, damn, I had a thought. I lost it.
Bring
Shit.
it back.
Well, um,
Hmm.
uh, but yeah, so she even mentioned in the episode too that she had sexual trauma and daddy issues, essentially. How she was, when she was younger, she was looking for older men because of what she was missing from
Hmm.
for her daddy, I think. I forgot what her daddy
He
was
didn't
doing.
show
He
her
wasn't
love because
that
of
emotional.
his childhood trauma.
Yeah.
He never came from a place of love, so he didn't know how to give love.
And
Well,
girl.
okay, so
Mm.
one part that she mentioned too is the whole thing with like their sex life, right? And
Oh.
anal. So I think, I don't remember exactly what the question was, but Shan asked her something on
Do you do things that do you do things for
that you're
him that
not comfortable.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't
And
necessarily
she was
do?
like,
Yeah.
anal. Like, and she was like, she doesn't like it. It hurts to her, but she still does it. And when Shan said, okay, so what gratification do you get? Like, what's the reason that you do this? Is it because it makes you feel good?
Out of
No, it's
pleasing
strictly
him.
to please him, even though it hurts you. And he's okay
Tuh.
with this dynamic. Like,
Preach, preacher.
I think that's
Preach.
probably the bigger issue.
That's the whole that's the whole thing. You doing something that hurts you to
And
please
the
him.
fact that he is
That's
okay with that,
crazy.
but it, like, that's the bigger issue to me. Like, if I'm telling you, babe, this hurts me, like, and you fuck it, do it anyway.
And you continue
Like,
to want to
are you
do
kidding
it.
me? I'm out the door. And I, don't get me wrong, I agree with compromise. Let's start easy. Let's do a little plug. Let's do a little, let's work our way up to this and then see if it's something that eventually I can get into. And I don't know.
What's the definition behind compromise? Because I don't
And we're
know if
not
I
in their
agree with it.
bedroom. We don't know what they're doing. So maybe that is what
You
has
right.
happened. But at this point, if I still don't enjoy it and it still hurts me, like, we just not gonna be able to do that. Like,
Mm. Yeah. Uh child. That, but you hit the nail on the head right there. Oh, and then she was talking, I can't remember the context around this. Oh, people were asking like how's the
mhm,
relationship or whatever to her. Just asking about them, checking up on them. She's like, "Yeah, girl, he good. He spoiled, blah blah blah." Or whatever. And I guess mom was asking about the relationship and basically told her, "You're
mhm.
good for anybody." Because apparently that's just who she is, like someone who puts herself before everybody else or something like that. So she could, it's like add bitch to the relationship. She gonna take good care of you. She might not be happy.
But everybody else around her is,
Just add bitch.
yeah.
Yeah. Cause she gonna treat you the same way just
I
cause
think that's just something that's
that's
just not
the
in our
type of person she
DNA,
is.
and that's why we cannot relate to that, because for both of us, we're very selfish people. And when people
Mm,
hear that, they think negative automatically off the bat. Like, you're
mm-hmm.
selfish. Like, that's not a good
Mm-hmm.
thing to say about yourself. I'm
I'm in
gonna
good
always
health.
put me first, because there's no way that I can take care of anybody else around me if I'm fucked up mentally, physically,
Wear your
anything. There's no
mask.
way I can do it. I've learned that about myself. I have been in the position where I was doing more for other people than I was for myself, and that led me nowhere but stress the fuck out, anxiety through the roof, depressed, unhealthy, and nobody
Nobody
thinking
thinking
about
about
me.
you.
And then I'm fucked up. I can't help nobody else because I'm fucked up, and like, I'm no good to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, whew, this
Mm-hmm.
episode, that shit was ugh, like I want her to go get therapy so bad. Like I
Me
really want
too.
her to see a therapist. That nigga can go to, but I don't care about him. I care about her, and I really want her to. She said that she worked on her self worth and all those things. Well, I believe her. That might be true, but I think that she needs to continue the work. We all do, because I'm a work in progress too.
Mm.
I have
Yeah.
I do work on myself every day to help boost my confidence and my self worth. It's a continuous process, and while she may have done some work, she still need to do some more, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. Cause like I feel like she hasn't worked out all the kinks in her trauma. Like
it's more
I
than
don't feel like
money.
she's
It's more.
done that.
It got to be more than money. Like I really hope that in
Hell
their
yeah.
dynamic is more than money, because ain't no fucking way I'm gonna be crying in the shower and taking anal that I don't want to take and do all these things. That sound like abuse.
Yeah. I although I don't think just looking at his other YouTube shit, although I don't think he's definitely this quote unquote seemingly alpha male. Cause he got money, I
It's very
guess.
loud.
I
It's
don't
very
know,
loud for
child.
me.
It's
Hmm.
everything is loud with him. Everything. I agree to that. And I
Hmm.
see the good in him too. I do. Um So, I mean, he could be charming or something. She has to be getting something. I just want her to be able to verbalize that, to actually know what she's getting because I don't think she
Oh,
knows.
one
Like,
thing though, this is what I think a lot of women have issues with. Sorry, ladies, call me on my bullshit if you want.
mm,
But it was one part when she said if she has an issue with him, that she goes through it in her head and she knows how he's gonna respond and will like play it out in her mind. Like, okay, if I bring this issue to him, this is what he's gonna say, this is what I'm gonna say, and this is how the conversation is gonna go. How do you know
that's
that?
very
You don't know
narcissistic
what
to
his
me.
reaction would be.
That's,
Like, and women
yeah,
do,
no.
me too, I'm included, but we fortune tell. Like we think we fucking Miss Cleo or something and we can see the future. She talking about some,
Yeah,
yeah, if I have an issue, I go through it in my mind because I know this man like the back of my hand. I'm gonna ask him, this is what he's gonna
no.
say, this is how I'm gonna respond. And I don't even really need to have the conversation in real life. Bitch, what? You sound like a fucking crazy
How are
person right
y'all?
now.
My thing is with that, with her never like I'm not gonna say never, but with her saying, I ask one time and if I don't get what I want, then I just leave it alone. Or saying that what she said, like how are y'all growing?
Crazy to me.
How are y'all growing? How are y'all
I
challenging
don't
each
know.
other? Because that's the part of being submissive that I'd be like, mm, how are we supposed to grow?
I'm definitely, so when
How?
Shan Booty explained her relationship with her partner, she said it's equal. They're equals. I am so that's what I need. That's what I want. She said, I forgot how she worded it, but it's like I give because yeah,
It's transactional. He deserves and he
yeah.
gives
The way that
because
she
I
said that,
deserve.
it's perfect. I do
Yeah.
these things because my man deserves these things,
Yeah.
and he does these things for me because I am worthy and
Yeah.
I deserve them too. Like
Period. And Shan grew up,
I
didn't
believe
she
so.
grow up in
And
a
a
two-parent
Caribbean
household?
household where you see the women being more
Yeah.
submissive. Like,
Mhm. No, that I definitely how she describes her and Jared's relationship is definitely and how Jared describes it cuz Jared Shane also asked Jared like is this and I really want to know is this the type of woman men like really want?
we would have to ask a man. I can't answer that question. If I'm not a man, but I would say no, but I can't answer that because yeah,
Yeah. And in my head I'm thinking just looking at other relationships, these type of women win, seemingly win. They get the man, they get the marriage, they get the baby. And we get labeled as difficult. That's why you single. That's why don't nobody want to commit to you. First of all, I wish I really knew. We could commit and settle down if we wanted to.
I
We
refuse to settle. I could have
choose.
been married years ago, easily. I
Yeah.
could be married now if I
Yeah.
wanted to, easily. That's not the issue. Like, I don't want to settle.
That's not the
I'm
issue.
not going to. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think that we are the women that get labeled as, oh, she independent, she don't need a man or something like that. Absolutely right. I don't need a man. I want one. Like,
I rather be with someone off of y'all, we are not in the fucking old ages where we need a man to go fucking hunt. We not doing that no more. Like the way life is right
well,
now,
shit,
well, we
yeah.
might be reverting back so maybe. But uh as of right now, we don't necessarily need a man to do those things. We don't need men to
And
open bank
provide and
accounts
buy
and
a
stuff like
house
that.
and
We
do
don't
these
need
things.
and
No.
provide. No, we don't need it. I feel like it's more admirable to
Yeah.
want somebody to keep you out of a want, not a
Absolutely.
necessity. To stay married out of a want,
Absolutely.
not a
Because you know it's
necessity
real. You
because,
know it's real.
oh,
And you know it's
you
not
know?
based on she
Yeah.
only here because I'm taking care of her and these damn kids. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just I guess to give like some kind of perspective on like how women are expected to show up in relationships and how men aren't expected to show up in relationships. So when men get with women, we're expected to be this little motherly figure in relationships and stuff or whatever.
Hmm.
Like we cook, clean, just be have this mother.
Cook. She cleaned them for smell like onion rings.
Oh my god,
Bitch, you
yes.
normally the one who do it. So
I do. I know.
got him.
But have you ever seen where a man is expected to show up as a father figure in the house as far as like women are having these daddy issues and stuff and a man is in the relationship and like niggas don't want to be their daddy like
I don't know where you elaborate, please, because I'm
uh,
lost here.
because how women are like they cook, they
Oh, they cook,
clean.
they clean. You
Yeah.
can't get a man that does like the father role, like manly
Yeah.
things, like as far
Yeah.
as I don't know what niggas do, cut grass, fill my car up, do like stuff like that, or what? What are you referring to?
Oh no, never mind.
Like,
You cut that out.
but no, but like I get what you're saying because I definitely want like a man's man, like, and I know
Mhm.
that's I probably shouldn't say that, but like I want somebody that's handy, that is alpha. Like I want somebody that's like can come in the room and not be loud and command attention, but does it
Cuz that's not alpha.
yeah, but just naturally it just comes. Like I so I don't I guess I know what you're saying, but
Mhm.
I do want my man to show up a certain way.
Yeah.
And and
Um
and once I feel comfortable, I think I naturally would submit. I would naturally do those things that
that's like the whole follower leader
mhm
role. Like when followers know they have a good fucking leader,
mhm
they fucking follow.
yeah.
They don't have to be told to follow. Like naturally in a group setting, when someone is a natural good leader, people gravitate towards that person and they follow.
Yeah,
You don't have to be like I'm the leader. You don't have to do that. It's natural.
I agree.
But and that's how I feel like in a relationship it should be. It shouldn't be because I'm the man, I lead, I run the household. I know plenty of households where the woman is the primary breadwinner
Mhm.
and the man is cool with that. And he ain't got to be
Beating his chest.
no, we know you the man of this house.
Hmm.
Y'all just gotta pick certain people, pick the person that is for you, child. Get rid of these relationships that are not for you. That's what the problem is. Y'all in these relationships that ain't for y'all now, child. Let them go. Let them go.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Mm.
Perfect example though. I went on a date, and the date that I went on, I'm not one of the girls that I'm just gonna stand there and wait for you to get the door. If I get to the door for it first, I'm gonna push that thing open, right? Whatever. It's not a big deal to me.
Oh
Um,
my God.
but the dude I was on a date with, he was like, "Don't embarrass me no more by putting your hand on that door." And I was like, "Okay, submit right away." Like, submit right away. Like, and then after that, every time we walk through a damn doorway,
I'm waiting.
yeah, like, so yeah, I get
Shit.
what you're saying. Yeah,
Elvis had to do that shit to me because, like, in my head, logically, okay, if he's gonna do it, cool.
yeah,
I know Elvis will do it consistently. That's his thing. He want to do it. Cool. I'm cool with that. That's not a deal breaker for me, right?
hmm,
Elvis had like Raven. Don't touch the door. Cool.
yeah, and that's just your
Because
friend, and
yeah,
yeah, like that's like he's very alpha in that way, very much a gentleman in that way. Like he don't
yeah,
care what woman he with, he gon' don't put your fucking hand on that door.
cool.
Well, Nico black
Raven, don't get the
ass,
bags, huh?
Nico black ass.
That nigga let me do everything.
He make you carry the bags, make you carry his ass shit.
The hell yeah.
Sorry, Nico,
Uh,
we love you. He ain't gonna listen to it no way though, but it's
he ain't, child.
okay.
But yeah, because I'm like, if I'm already here at the door, I could just open
That's
it. Why
my
I gotta
thought
sit here and
process,
wait?
but
Why I gotta wait? I'm
I'll
cool.
wait if you tell me to.
If you tell me to, I will.
I listen.
But yeah. So what do you think makes someone alpha versus beta? Because I don't think beta is bad either.
No. Mm,
So what's the difference?
in my mind, and this is bad, but people that are beta have a hard time making decisions.
Mm,
Whereas
mm.
alpha
They
can
know.
they go through the process, okay, go through the logic. Does this make the best sense? What makes the best sense? And go with that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Um, whether or not the decision is right or not, eh, we don't know. We'll figure that out. But this is the plan. This is what we're going with. Whereas beta, they're gonna sit up there and fumble, fumble, fumble. Not, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Hey, what do you think I should do? Hey, what do you think I should do? This, do that, do that, do that.
Uh,
And then, next thing you know, the opportunity gone and you done missed it. Like the train has left.
yeah, I see
And
that.
that's
Mm.
one of the ways that I view it. So hopefully that answered your question somewhat. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
No, I like that. I
Mm.
like that. And I can agree to that. Yeah. So I think all in all, we could submit. It's just
But I don't
are,
want
are
to. I don't want to
what?
be in no situation that's similar to the girl Jazzy because that's just to me that's
No,
not submission.
no.
In a way it is, but it's like deeper than that. It's much deeper. Um, to the point where homegirl need to go seek a therapist if she don't
Yeah.
have one already. Like
When you on the plane and the mask drop, they say wear your mask
put yours on first, bitch.
before you help somebody else.
Gotta put my she gonna be fumbling trying to get that mask on that nigga head and like bitch,
And gonna pass
he
out.
gonna be dead and he gonna
And that nigga gonna be on the little floaty thing.
and she gonna be over there dead.
He might drag her. He might throw her on the boat.
He might do her like Roof did. What's his name on off
Ooh.
Titanic? Roof did.
Girl,
What was
Jack,
yeah?
Jack,
Roof did Jack.
Jack.
Jack gonna be
Child.
dead in the water, just strangling along.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Child. Anyway. Yes, those aren't the kind of relationships we want. We are going to take care of ourselves.
Black
We
women,
I
put yourselves first, please. Black women. Put yourselves
put your foot
first.
down.
Put yourselves first, please. And still submit and still love your man how you want to love your man, but please prioritize yourself. Like,
Yes.
because at the end of the day, girl, these niggas, like, girl, it's tricky. It's real tricky. You gotta love you before anybody else love you. Right.
Yes. I want us to get comfortable in thinking or in not thinking that being single is bad.
I don't
Did I say that right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I
Hmm.
want us to be okay with that.
And being
Cuz I
okay and
feel
being
like
single.
people, yeah,
Hmm.
because people feel like that's Oh, you still single? Oh, you still ain't had no kids yet? Oh, how old are you?
What's the problem, bitch? And worry about yourself.
If I'm happy, because I could be in a relationship and be miserable.
Mhm. Submitting.
As long as happiness, joy, pure joy and happiness, you make that your priority, not a relationship. Like,
Hmm.
child, that's how I feel though.
I was having a conversation yesterday actually, and it's like a relationship is, I don't want to say necessary, but having like a partnership in order to kind of excel
Mhm.
to the best version of yourself, because in this life we're not meant to go through it alone. At some
Mhm.
point you're going to need a partner, whether it's a long-term partner, short-term partner, but that partner should be able to push you to become the best version of yourself. Personally, I just don't see someone who doesn't prioritize my needs the same way that I prioritize their needs, being able to push me to be that best version of myself, or support me in the way that's going to get me to that level. Um that's why I feel like whatever they got going on might not be, and like, please everybody, disclaimer, like, we don't know those people, we don't know their business, we
Mhm.
just know, and it's taken in what we've seen from the interview. um
Yeah.
but in my opinion, like, that ain't it, because like he seemingly doesn't support her or love on her the same way that she love on him.
Uh, does it have to be the same? It ain't got to be the same, but it got to be something.
And maybe money is more important in her opinion. Maybe her lifestyle and being taken care of the way that he can do for her is worth it. And
Mm,
if that's the case, then that works for them, so be it. um
yeah.
because I'm certain that he's providing a certain lifestyle for her,
Yeah, absolutely.
and that might be more important for her.
Not for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I want a bougie lifestyle, but
I'm gonna have my
it
bougie
can't be.
lifestyle, but I'm also gonna
Yeah.
have my love and
Yes,
respect.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
But even with like the whole partnership thing and like us needing someone, not needing someone, but you know,
Yeah.
being with someone. I agree, but I also think we take our friendships for granted in the sense that they can
Mm,
provide the same type of partnership, type of love, type of
push that you
support.
need. Yeah.
Yeah, that you need. And that's why like friends of every friends are important.
Yeah. I
So
agree.
don't neglect your friendships when y'all get in these relationships because people depend on their partners to be everything. And that's unfair.
Hmm.
That's why you have friendships. That's why you have different types of friendships with different people because not everyone can provide everything for you.
Yeah.
So that's all I got with that, child.
That's all I have too. Honestly, we don't really have any tips for this other than to go watch the episode and put in the comments how y'all feel about this episode, because I'm curious to see what other people think, because like I said, we think very like minded, and we're not the type that's naturally submissive. So I'm curious to see like what's other people's views on this, especially from men. I would love to get the opinion of a man on this and be like, is this something that y'all truly want? Or do you want a woman that got a little backbone, or somebody that's going to fold? Um, Let us know, because I want to know.
Because I don't know. I take a lot out of me for me to just sit there and shut up.
Hmm. Yeah, it's not in my nature.
I think I'm like Shan Booty. Like, okay, I gotta learn. I gotta teach myself how to shut up
Yeah.
and not speak up all the time. Not speak up, but like
Choose your
everything.
battles.
Choose your battles.
Hmm.
Yes, choose your
Yeah.
battles. That's it. Just choose your battles wisely.
Maybe
But
we just ain't met the
yeah,
right man to submit to.
and that could be it too. I mean, I know that's it. I know that's part of it. Yeah. I know that's why I'm not in a relationship. And yeah.
Where he at?
Because I fucking submit. I submit. I know I
You have
submit.
it in you.
No, it might not.
Yeah.
Yes. I know it's not to the extent of how probably to each his own in every relationship. Whatever submitting is to them. It could be cooking, cleaning, it could be packing the bag, it could be fucking you every day.
That
Whatever
ain't
it is.
submitting. Not for me.
It's a necessity. Oh, I would try somebody out, child. Anyway. But I know I have it in me. I've done
Mhm.
it. And I think the people who said I was difficult weren't for me. Because the people I worked with and we just didn't work out for other reasons,
Had no issue.
it was fine.
Yeah.
No issue. Yeah, those people weren't for me. If I'm difficult, then okay, this not for you.
Well, where's my man at so I can be submissive? Because I'm ready to submit.
And friend, you know I always talk about cooking for my man. My man.
Please.
I'm ready to cook.
You ready to cook, clean, never smell like that.
Never. Child.
Can we name the episode then?
Yes. I'm ready to put on my negligee.
Okay, lingerie. Yes.
Walking. I'll be buying it to walk around my house for myself, child.
Memphis. Be in it. Feel it.
With my husband.
He on the way. Mine on the way. I think I just met mine. I'm just kidding. Let me not say that.
Let me schedule some dates. I need some dates because, child, you ain't about to beat me.
Oh, shit. Yeah. But anywho.
We need to. All right. You want to close it out?
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all for listening to this week's episode of You Need a Therapist podcast. Y'all, please let us know what you think about this episode. Please go watch Shambooty episode first and then leave in the comments what y'all think about this episode because I really want to know. We are on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at You Need a Therapist Pod. Email us at YouNeedATherapistPod@gmail. And do you have anything else? Because I'm ready to go.
No.
All right. We'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.